All right, we are not back. Listen, this is everyone's first time watching, so stop what you're doing. Like, comment, subscribe. We are in the building. This is, of course, the radio show about nothing, the show about nothing that you love. And this is the first installment, we teased it last week, of Shorts About Something. We wanted a little extra, a little 20 minutes here and there. You know, we get y'all once a week, but we always looking to add more content. You guys have been blowing us up the last couple months. Over 500, almost at 600.
No. We almost at 1,000, twin. We are like 775 right now.
What? I checked like 2 days ago. Listen, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. And a part of that is the more we grow, the more you support. And the more you support, the more we're going to grow. So first episode of the Shorts About Nothing. We have something that's been hot. We've been ready. Listen, we spilled blood on the apron trying to get to this one.
You feel me?
Bron and Stephen A., two titans of industry. If you don't know, we're going to explain it a little bit. There was a little back and forth, little sub-tweet, little hidden pressure, and Bron took it upon himself to leave the team huddle. He said, I know that ain't who I think it is.
Middle of the third.
He said, I know that ain't. He looked over the coach. He said, you know I'm over $1 billion, right? He said, I'll call him the timeout if I need to. And he approached Stephen A., told that nigga, keep my son out your mouth. And now the backlash from it, the video from it, it got everywhere. Of course, you go to the internet. So these are going to be our short thoughts about that. I'll probably cut this part right here. But Rock, take it away. How you feeling?
All right. It's good to be back. So if you guys are watching this, we have already dropped episode 109, so go watch that after you watch this.
That's a fact. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, we were at 810, so thank you very much, and please keep subscribing. Get us to 1,000 before June. Come on now. We'll do a little $25 gift card to Chipotle. You feel me?
I might serve you there. Serve you 3.
You feel me? But all right, these are quick thoughts, but this is something I am really passionate about because as up-and-coming broadcasters, I believe broadcasters have a responsibility to use their voice correctly. And in this situation, I do not think Stephen A. used his voice correctly, and I think he has continued over the past week to use it incorrectly. But first, I want to start with Bron. Bron, thank you.
Yeah, salute. Can we clap for Bron?
Yes, we can. Thank you, Bron, because I respect that Bron has thick enough skin paws to not need to comment on anybody else. He don't need to respond to Skip. He don't need to respond to Stephen A. He don't need to respond to Jalen Rose, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But us, shit. He don't need to respond to nobody. He know who he is. He's securing who he is, and he know can't nobody F with him. We trying to tone the language back on this one. But can't nobody F with him. So he know that. And he moves in that manner. Facts. He keep his circle small. Yeah. The people that mess with him. And the people that don't, and he don't care. Mm-hmm. But you ain't finna talk about my son.
Yeah, no.
You ain't finna be on ESPN pleading to me as a father and all of that. And what I liked about Bron is, you know, your mom always tell you, or usually your dad tell you, sometimes, son, you just got to go punch the biggest bully on the park to let them know they can't mess with you.
Right.
And that is why LeBron chose to do that. LeBron did that on purpose. There is nothing LeBron does that he does not understand. LeBron has been in the spotlight since he is 17 years old. Yep. LeBron knew. If I go over here in the middle of the third quarter during a primetime game, Lakers, Knicks, two biggest brands in basketball, this is everywhere.
In front of Larry David.
And what it does is sends a message to the rest of the media, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with my family. Stop playing with my son. So thank you to Bron. To Bronny, hey, bro, I respect you for simply just going through this and keeping your head up, staying out the media, not on social media. Because, again, LeBron is a billionaire, which means Bronny's a billionaire. Yep. Which means Bronny could be out doing God knows what, taking picture with God knows who, and in the studio with Playboy Cardi.
Listen, I would for sure be in the studio with Playboy Cardi.
He is not. He is in the NBA, flying from the NBA games to G League games, going crazy in the G League, being a great teammate for the Lakers when he's on the bench. Like, he is doing everything you would want a young man to do, especially a young man of a billionaire and a heir to one of the largest black thrones we've ever seen.
Facts.
So shout out to Bronny. Shout out to Bron.
Facts.
But what I really wanted to focus on for the next couple minutes is Stephen A. Mm-hmm. Because I do love Stephen A. So I want to start this with Stephen A. If you see this, which you are, because we growing. You
are.
See this.
Yeah, Steven. You can't keep ducking me.
I respect you. I really do. You are one of my biggest inspirations in this broadcasting space. I see where you came from 2009, getting fired, getting your job back in 2012, and what you have done from 2012 to 2025 is unprecedented to anybody in sports media.
Right.
I know that. So this comes from a place of, I respect you so much, I think you should carry yourself differently. And before we continue, I know the first thing Stephen A. Smith is saying is, bro, your rent is what I pay for my suits every day.
Right.
I know you just signed for 100 M's.
Yeah.
I know before the 100 M's, you had like 80 on the belt. I know who you are. I know what you do. I know your financial situation. And I know what I say really doesn't mean anything to you, but it should.
Facts.
And let me get into it. For all upcoming broadcasters, I want this to be the theme of this message. All ratings and all views are not valuable. We have this thing in media right now where it seems like negativity, hating, and the hot topic and the hottest take will get you the most views, and we don't even care what type of views this is. We just want the numbers. We just want to see the numbers go up. We don't care if it's offending anybody. We don't care if it's attacking anybody. We just want to see the numbers go up. Those are not valuable views, because views that cause you to be alienated from a group no longer are valuable, because in turn, your value comes down in the future. Yep. So that view that you got on that one video later, 2-3 months now, when you can't get them views, guess what? That one video is not valuable anymore.
Yep. And that person's gone.
And you know why? You know this, Stephen A. Skip Bayless.
Ask your mans.
Ask your mans. Ask your mans.
Yep.
Skip Bayless getting our type of views right now. Skip Bayless was the biggest person in sports media, is the reason for all of these debate shows, and he can't get 10,000 views on solo videos anymore because the views he were getting were not valuable.
Yep.
Stephen A. Smith, I keep hearing you say, well, the ratings call for it. Well, we know who LeBron is. We got to talk about it. Well, I had to talk about it because everybody else was talking about it. And I want to tell you, no, you don't.
Exactly.
You do not have to talk about Bronny, ever.
Ever.
You say every single week, we're the number one show. I watch First Take. We're the number one show. 13 years, we've been number one. I'm the highest rated show. Y'all know what me and Molly do. It's me, Molly, Mad Dog, Shannon. We number one.
Facts.
You say it every single week. When you are at the top of the playing field, when you are at the top of the market, you dictate the stories. You don't let the stories dictate you. And that is my problem, as if you were acting like these stories had to be told. This story did not have to be told. You did not have to get on TV and say, LeBron, I'm pleading to you as a father. Yeah. Please stop this. Yeah. I'm trying to be respectful, but please, for the love of God, stop this. He's not ready.
Begging.
Because this is the thing. If Bronny was such a polarizing story, then why didn't you talk about him when he had 35 in the G League?
Nope.
Why haven't you mentioned that he's top 25 in scoring in the G League?
All the rookies he's outplaying as a second-round pick in the G League.
Why haven't you mentioned he's 25-5 in the G League? Because it's not about Bronny. It's about the views. And that is the problem that I have with Stephen A. is he is hiding behind, oh, I needed to talk about this. Oh, the media dictates. Oh, these are the stories that people wanted to hear. When you act as if you can't form your own stories. As if the shows, if you notice, Ish, First Take will say a topic, have a hot take, and the rest of the day, every show on ESPN and Fox News for the next 2 days are talking about what First Take said. Literally. That is how much of the sports media market they are dictating. Yeah. And Stephen A. Smith is pretending he just had to talk about Bronny.
Yeah. No choice.
It's asinine. It's a lie. It is a lie. You did not have to speak about that man in that way. You didn't have to speak about LeBron, and you didn't have to speak about Bronny in that way. All views are not valuable, and those views were not valuable because now you can't get NBA players on the phone. You don't lost your relationship with Draymond Green. You don't lost your relationship with probably Maverick Carter and Rich Paul. Kevin Durant. You don't lost your relationship with some of the best players in the NBA. So when you need those players, for an interview, when you want those players on First Take and you can't get them and the ratings start to drop, you'll remember that Bronny video you thought was valuable is now invaluable and is a detriment to the future of your show and the future of your brand.
Facts.
Stephen A. Smith, I respect you, and this is why I say that. You are special. You are a talent, but you did not use your voice in the way it should have been used. LeBron had every right to do what he did, and this little media tour you're going on saying this week, saying he should have did this in private.
Yeah.
Was you talking about his son in private?
No.
You was on TV in front of millions of people pleading to him as a father, but when he walk up to you in the middle of a basketball game that he see you at, it's weak. And he should have had this conversation somewhere else. Man, get out of here, dog.
And Clutch tried to contact you.
They tried to.
On your show, you said that.
You said that.
On the next day, your show, you said, because people keep texting me trying to get to talk to me. You didn't want to talk in private.
You did not want to talk in private. So you let that go, and you say, now that's weak. Now it's weak that he did it in person. For the first time in history, ladies and gentlemen, it's weak to address somebody face to face. It's weak to address somebody man to man. It's weak.
Because
no,
LeBron do it.
You just wrong, and you don't want to admit you wrong in front of everybody. But let me tell you something. Integrity goes a long way. Integrity in broadcasting goes a long way, and you did not display integrity, and people see that. And the longer you try to act like you didn't and play the victim in this situation, the more people you're going to rub the wrong way. I rest my case.
I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad. The first game of the season, opening night, the Griffeys in attendance, father-son duo playing in an NBA game for the first time, an absolutely positively wonderful story. And then reality sets in. We love what we're seeing from him in the G League.
All right, just got back from the fire transition. I know the viewers are appreciative of that. To pick up from what Daniel said, if you're just now tuning in, you know, Stephen A. Smith, LeBron, two titans of their industry. And I feel like that is what I want to harp on, Stephen A. Smith, because I want to echo the sentiments of my co-host first, that we do respect and love you despite whatever happens after this. Well, caveat, you know, because you start to get out. But what you have done for sports, what you have done for me, what you have done for Day, what you have done for everyone who grew up loving any sport, what you did with First Take is special, and we will always be appreciative of that.
For sure.
However, just like LeBron is a titan of his industry, and there are responsibilities that come with that, you have those same responsibilities, and that is my problem with you in this situation, is you are being a hypocrite to LeBron James. If you want to say LeBron is such a big figure in sports, different rules apply to him, that applies to you.
Thank you.
You are not on some little podcast hidden away on the Cowherd Network. You are Stephen A. Smith. You are the reporter of the NBA. As you tell us, as your contract says, you make more than Klay Thompson per year.
Hello.
You set the standard, Stephen A. Smith. So the way LeBron had to, for decades, stand on all business with media and let y'all eat on his image, let y'all eat throwing dirt on his name every day for months. You and Skip built a throne on throwing dirt on this man's name in utter silence. And he lets you rock. He lets you become the biggest sports personality of this era. Easy.
No question.
But at the same time, Stephen A. Smith, right now, this is probably the first time you've been wrong across the board for every group. Even in your previous dealings with people, there were times where I could see the other side. I'm a Kyrie guy. I understood where you were coming from Kyrie, because I understand the type of person you are personally. So I understand why you and Kyrie didn't see eye to eye. I didn't like it. Other people didn't like it, but people could understand why. Kevin Durant, as previously mentioned, had the same problem. He said, don't talk about stuff you don't know. Don't question my sources, da-da-da. And I saw both sides of it because as a journalist, You do need to have your sources, but as an expose journalist, you do not need to share those at all times.
Exactly.
So all of this we understand because you are Stephen A. Smith. But in this circumstance, not only was Bron 100% right to check you, 2, not only did he look crazy cool doing it. I mean, the aura.
That might be the coolest he ever looked.
The aura.
He don't dunk from the free throw line.
Listen, he got 50K points. And the coolest thing he's done was pull you to the side. It was like, fam, leave my son out of it. Because we are at a point, like Daniel said, where attention is currency.
Come on.
And you are trading your integrity for attention.
Come on.
And that never works well.
Ever.
You are too big, too successful, too important to sports media culture for this to be the biggest story. Outside of LeBron telling you to be quiet and the MVP, the third biggest narrative all year has been how basketball is being covered. You are the most important reporter in the league. It should not be about you arguing about LeBron's G League son. The responsibility that I mentioned that LeBron has, the responsibility that you have is to push the game forward media-wise. Yes. And respectfully, Stephen A. Smith, I got to say, I don't think you're doing that.
Me either.
I don't think you on your square. I don't think you're doing what you could be doing because you're too busy, like Daniel said, chasing the little clicks. If you was a lawyer, they'd call you an ambulance chaser. You're chasing bags. You're chasing viral moments. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work.
Brown paper bag money.
Brown paper bag money. If I pull the curtain back, for those that really do know, I remember what it looked like when Skip left and brought Shannon with him. I remember what First Take looked like, and it didn't look like this. So please remember that we need you, but you need us too.
Come on.
And the more you shit on, because it's been more than 10 minutes, it's been, the more you shit on all these people, all these fan bases, fam, we got LeBron up on the wall.
You feel me?
That's LeBron James.
It's LeBron James.
Like, at some point, you need to understand that, yes, you are there to cover the game, and they don't have to like you. But the moment you are an adversary to the NBA, you need to check who you're fighting for. What side are you on? Because if you're not for the NBA, who are you for? And right now, Stephen A., it seems like you're for yourself. And everyone could tell.
And I do want to say this. And I didn't want to put this in the first 10. I wanted to kind of end with this because this is kind of the most important part. That's a black man.
That's a black man.
That's a black billionaire.
Black father.
That's a black billionaire father that is in his son's life, that is flying from AAU games to basketball games, back to AAU games, to jury's volleyball games, to date night with Savannah.
Yeah, while working out 10 hours a day.
Never cheating him, never cheating himself, never cheating his family. So Stephen A., even if the story is lucrative, even if the story brings in views, for us, why would you want to put this narrative out there in the first place? Why would you want to sit there and plead to a black man, a black father, and tell him he's doing his son wrong? When all his son is doing is playing professional basketball.
His son gets to play NBA. His son gets to play on the Lakers with his dad. And we'll tell, listen, if you're watching this right now, you probably already watched episode 109, but this is the underlying story. Fam, he might win a championship with his father this year. You feel me? And you spent the entire first 2 months. Keep in mind, he had a heart attack. Less than 36 months ago, he almost died. And having the, first of all, not just the mental wherewithal to keep playing. The courage to continue being, not just, oh yeah, I'm going to keep hooping, I'm going to still be in the NBA, I'm going to be in the G League, I'm going to do everything it takes. Because first of all, Bronny don't have to do none of that if he wanted to be in the NBA.
Not one thing.
He don't have to. And that is what's so frustrating about the media coverage for this is when I grew up watching basketball and the Lakers win the finals, I could not for the life of me figure out why Luke Walton was on the court. I said, Dad, why? Who is that? He said, oh, that's Bill Walton's son. I said, Dad, who the fuck is Bill Walton? He said, oh, he used to be in the NBA. I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. Stop with the ideas that people just, like, all across the league, everyone's here on their own merit. They're not. They're not.
And lastly, what is the funniest part about this is this came after the Lakers and LeBron James blew a team out. Bronny has been on the bench for 2.5 hours of real time. Yep. He's been eating oranges, texting his girlfriend,
having fun,
having a great time cheering on his pops.
He had a Laker game.
He had a Laker game courtside. Yeah. Dolo. Yep. He get in the game for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And now you pleading to LeBron to stop this and gonna pull up his stats for the year like he's played more than 30 minutes. Yeah. He was on the count. He's averaging 0.4 points a game, 0.3 rebounds a game. He's played 45 minutes of garbage time basketball after his legs are dead. He's on the bench. Yeah. He's tired. He don't really want to play.
He played a G League game this morning.
He played a G League game in the morning. We got another one tomorrow. And you worried about him pleading to his father, talking about how is this getting him better. I promise you, LeBron James knows more about getting better at basketball than you do.
Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. And just to wrap a bow on this, combine everything we're saying. First of all, he was right to check you. Everyone. And in this position, I feel like LeBron not only checked you for himself and Bronny, I feel like he is drawing a line in the sand for the future NBA players, the way KD do it, the way LeBron do it, the way Kyrie do it. The media is not needed anymore. Player to player, Draymond Green podcast, Paul George podcast, whatever you want to call it, it is here. So the more y'all step out of bounds, the more people are going to check you.
Yes.
And you cannot, you just can't talk about, so listen, LeBron is probably, not even probably, LeBron is the most criticized person,
yes,
of my lifetime.
Literally. Maybe Obama.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe Obama is more criticized.
It was like 8 years you couldn't touch Obama. Like, LeBron had never had 6 years apiece. LeBron, for a decade, could not have an off night, a missed shot, a block shot.
A missed game winner.
And never got out of body with y'all.
Never.
Ever.
Ever.
Leave his kids out of it, bro.
All views are not valuable. Have some integrity in your broadcasting.
Facts.
Episode 1, shorts about something. That's Ish. I'm Rock. Y'all can't fuck with us.
Shout to the rock stars.